everyone, welcome back to GK Today. I am Sana and in this video we'll cover the current affairs. Before we move ahead, let me inform you that these questions are part of our daily 20 MCQ series 2022 in the GK Today's Android application. So if you are looking for the text version of these questions and their explanations along with the interactive quiz, you may consider joining our daily 20 MCQ series in the GK Today Android application. In this course in app, you get daily 20 MCQs, a fortnightly quiz, a monthly revision document, and also category-wise revision e-books that are optimized for reading on mobile. You are also able to access all archives of questions from January 2020 onwards. And let me tell you one more thing. If you want the Hindi version of this session, you can refer to our former channel named as GK Today. The link has been given in the description box from where you can reach to. So without taking much of your time, let's get started. Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 28th and 29th of August 2022. Let's start. The Anang Lake, which was declared a monument of national importance, is located in which state or the Union Territory? So the Anang Lake that lies in southern Delhi has been declared a monument of national importance by the Ministry of Culture. Okay. And as per the website of National Mission on Monuments and Antiquities, Anang dates back to 1060 AD. Fine. So that's why it was in news. Only thing relevant is Anang Lake lies in New Delhi. Next is, where is the International Conference on Indian Minerals and Metal Industry held? So India's mining major NMDC means National Mineral Development Corporation in association with FICCI organized a conference on Indian minerals and metal industry on the theme Transition Towards 2030 and Vision 2047. Where? In New Delhi. Okay. So this was the whole theme and venue was New Delhi. And as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav celebration, the conference was organized in collaboration with Ministry of Steel and the Ministry of Mines. And what was the objective of this event? So aim was to discuss on the roadmap for the minerals and the metal industry to achieve Vision 2047. Okay. So two things are important. This conference took place in New Delhi and it was organized by Ministry of Steel along with Ministry of Mines. And what was the theme? Transition towards 2030 and Vision 2047. Actually, three things are important. Fine. Next is, the Reserve Bank of India withdrew the restrictions on which credit card service after compliance with data storage norms. So Reserve Bank of India withdrew the restrictions on American Express Banking Corp and allowed the company to onboard the new customers following the satisfactory compliance with the data storage norms. Okay. And the Reserve Bank of India in the year 2021 had restricted earlier this US based credit card service from onboarding the new domestic customers onto its card network for non-compliance with the RBI's rules on the storage of payments system data. Okay. But now again it has withdrew the restrictions from this American Express Banking Corp. Okay. Next is, which country marked the Ukraine's Independence Day with $3 billion in security assistance? So the President of US, Joe Biden, marked the Ukraine's Independence Day with $3 billion in security assistance. And this is the country's largest aid package since Russia's invasion 6 months ago. So it is feared that Russia appeared to be planning to launch fresh attacks in the coming days, and the new package include 6 additional surface-to-air missile systems, which are known as NASAMS. Full form is National Advanced Surface-to-Air Missile System. Then there are counter-artillery radars, Puma drones, along with counter-drone systems, which are known as Vampire. Okay. So this help has been given by USA to the country Ukraine. what is the new brand name of the fertilizer under the One Nation, One Fertilizer plan? So the government issued an order that direct all the companies to sell their products under a single brand name of Bharat under the One Nation, One Fertilizer plan so as to bring the uniformity. And now the fertilizers will have the brand name as Bharat Urea, Bharat DAP, Bharat MOP, Bharat NPK, etc. irrespective of the company that manufactures it, okay, both in the public as well as in the private sector. And the logo of Pradhan Mantri Bharti Janurvarak Pariyojana will also have to be displayed on the backs. Fine. So now the new brand name of the fertilizer is Bharat under the One Nation, One Fertilizer plan. What is the name of the new unified card to be used for availing benefits of the health insurance schemes that are run by the center and the state? Actually, center has recently announced a plan to create a unified card that can be used to avail the benefits of both the central government run Ayushman Bharat, Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana and the health insurance schemes that are run by the state government. And according to the Health Ministry, as many as 20 schemes are being currently run by the several states, and the unified card will be called as Ayushman card. And with this co-branding, treatment packages under the central and the state-run health insurance schemes can be availed using just one card. Okay, so the name of this particular card would be Ayushman card. Which state has launched its footwear and the leather products policy 2022? So Tamil Nadu state government has recently launched its footwear and the leather product policy 2022 at the footwear and leather sector conclave. Okay, actually the states account for 26% of the national leather manufacturing output and 48% of the total export. And the policy will also offer a special package for footwear and the leather products manufacturing, and incentive for the FLP design studio. So Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, who's that, Mr. M.K. Stalin, also laid the foundation stone for a 400 crore rupees mega footwear manufacturing park at Rani Pet. Fine. So this is the policy of the state government of Tamil Nadu. Next is New India Selected Writings 2014 to 2019, which was released recently, is a book of compiled writings of which leader? So former Vice President Venkaiah Naidu has launched a book titled as New India Selected Writings 2014 to 19, and it has the articles that have been penned by Mr. Arun Jaitley, who served as the Minister of Finance and the Corporate Affairs of the Government of India from 2014 to 2019. And this book was launched on his 3rd death anniversary. Fine. So you can be asked that this is a book based on which important personality? Answer would be Arun Jaitley. Who received the 2022 UNESCO Peace Prize in recognition of efforts to welcome the refugees? So German Chancellor Angela Merkel received the 2022 UNESCO Peace Prize in recognition of her efforts to welcome the refugees. And she received this UNESCO Peace Prize for her courageous decision to welcome more than 1.2 million migrants in the year 2015, particularly those from Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan and the country Eritrea. Okay, so don't forget that UNESCO Peace Prize has been given to Angela Merkel for the year 2022 in recognition of her efforts to welcome the refugees. Which country launched the world's first fleet of hydrogen-powered passenger trains? So Germany has recently launched the world's first fleet of hydrogen-powered passenger trains, and it has replaced 15 diesel trains that previously operated on non-electrified track. Okay, and the 14 trains use the hydrogen fuel cells to generate the electricity under the $92 million
project. And the trains manufactured by French company Alstom are operated by a regional rail company. Fine. So Germany has recently launched the world's first fleet of hydrogen powered passenger train. India's first 3D printed post office is set to come up in which city? So India's first 3D printed post office is set to come up in the city Bangalore within a month's time. And a 3D printed post office is expected to cut the construction cost to 1/4 the amount is spent on a traditional model. So the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs has given its nod to the project, and its construction will be carried out by Larsen and Toubro. Fine. Which is the venue of the 4th edition of the India Clean Air Summit? So the 4th edition of India Clean Air Summit began in Bangalore recently. And this summit has been organized by the think tank Center for Air Pollution Studies and the Center for Study of Science, Technology and Policy. So several experts from different parts of the world are set to discuss an integrated approach to resolve the air pollution and climate change. Okay, so don't forget that. What is the venue of the 4th edition of India Clean Air Summit? Answer would be Bangalore city. Fine. So these were the most important current affairs and the news from today. And now we'll move on to our revision section. First of all, we'll see important ranks and indices. After that, we'll see some important conferences and host. And at last, we'll see few important cities that were in light. Okay. So let's start with our ranks and indices part. What is the consumer price index based inflation recorded in the month of July 2022? So CPI based inflation in the month of July was 6.71%, while this value was 7.01% for the month of June. So it has slightly decreased. Okay. Which university has been ranked first in the Nature Index 2022 ranking? So this ranking has been topped by University of Hyderabad. In which of the following indices India's rank has been improved in 2022 as compared to 2021? This question is not very relevant. We will not see like this. We will talk about these indices one by one, and we'll cover only important things, means what is the India's rank and which was the topper country in these indices. Okay. So first is Henley Passport Index. In this, India was ranked at 87th place, and which country was at the top? It was Japan. Actually 2021 ranking is not very relevant, so you do not need to remember the 2021 data, otherwise it would be confusing, right? Next is Gender Gap Report. This report is published by World Economic Forum, and in this India has been ranked at 135th place among 146 countries. Okay, and which were the top 3 countries? First was Iceland, second was Finland, and third was Norway. Okay. World Competitiveness Index. In this, India was ranked at 37th position, and which were the top 3 countries? First was Denmark, then second was Switzerland, and third was Singapore. Okay. Environmental Performance Index. In this, we have been ranked at the bottom position, and our rank is 180th, obviously among 180 countries. And which were the top 3 countries in this? First is again Denmark, second is UK, and third is the Finland. Okay. If you cannot remember the top 3 countries, you can only remember the country at the topmost position. Fine. What position does New Delhi hold in the recently published Global Liability Index 2022? In this ranking, New Delhi was placed at 112th position, and this index was topped by the city Vienna from Austria, second was Copenhagen from Denmark, and third was Zurich from Switzerland. Okay, so these were the top 3 cities in the Global Liability Index 2022. Now let's quickly revise a few important institutional rankings. First of all, don't forget that the first position in National Institutional Ranking Framework 2022 was occupied by IIT Madras. Okay, then it was followed by IIT Delhi at second position, and third was IIT Bombay. Okay, this is the first ranking. And don't forget that Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, is the only institute to get itself featured in the top 50 list of Times Higher Education Asia University Ranking, which is also called as the Asia University Ranking 2022. And the rank of IISc Bangalore was 42nd, right? And another important ranking is QS World University Rankings 2022. In this, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore has been declared as world's top research university. Fine. So these are the few important rankings that are based on the institutions. Next we'll see important host and the conferences. First is, which country plays host to the Asia Cup 2022? So the host of this Asia Cup is the country UAE, and earlier this tournament was set to take place in Sri Lanka, but due to economic crisis, now it has been shifted to the country UAE. And which are the two venues in UAE for the Asia Cup? This is Dubai International Cricket Stadium and Sharjah Cricket Stadium. Okay. Which country is the host of Global Artificial Intelligence Summit? Answer would be Saudi Arabia. And this is the second edition of this particular summit. What is the theme for this year? Artificial Intelligence for the Good of Humanity. Okay, so two things are important. What is the venue of Global AI Summit? Answer would be Saudi Arabia. And what is the theme? AI for the Good of Humanity. Which country is the host of Ulji Freedom Shield military exercise? Answer is South Korea. And this is the exercise between South Korea and US. Which country is the host of Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference in 2022? Answer would be Canada. And who's the India's representative in this? Answer would be Lok Sabha Speaker Mr. Om Birla. Which country is the host of the Pitch Black Air Combat Exercise? Answer would be Australia. And this is a 17 nations exercise. Which country is the host of Vostok 2022 military exercise? So this exercise is hosted by Russia. And in this exercise, countries like India, Belarus, Tajikistan, Mongolia, etc. also participated. Which state is the host of the second edition of the Northeast Olympics in 2022? This is Meghalaya. And the first edition of Northeast Olympics was conducted in 2018, and the host at that time was the state Manipur. Okay, so the first edition was hosted by Manipur, and this time it would be hosted by Meghalaya. Which country hosted the bilateral air exercise named as Udar Shakti? This is the exercise between India and Malaysia, and the host for this event is Malaysia for this year. Fine. Now let's see some of the important cities that were in news. India's first shared radio access network solution is set to be launched in which city? So India's very first shared radio access network solution is set to be launched in Mumbai at Mumbai Central Railway Station. Okay. Don't forget that RailTel, which is a mini Ratna central public sector undertaking of Ministry of Railways, collaborated with Cloud Xtel, which is a network as a service provider, to launch this radio access network solution. Okay. Which city is the host of National Conference of Labour Ministers in 2022? Answer would be Tirupati. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed this particular conference. Don't forget that it has the 4 thematic sessions on integrating the e-Shram portal for onboarding the social security scheme. And which are these 4 themes? First was Swasthya Se Samriddhi. Second is framing of rules under 4 labor codes. Third was its implementation. And fourth was Vision Shramev Jayate @2047. Themes are not very relevant. You can ignore it, no problem. But you have to remember what was the host for this conference. Answer would be Tirupati. India's first indigenously developed hydrogen fuel cell bus has been inaugurated in which city? So India's very first indigenously developed hydrogen fuel cell bus has recently been inaugurated in Pune, and it has been developed by KPIT CSIR, and it has been unveiled by our Minister of State for Science and Technology, Jitendra Singh. Fine. So basically it uses just hydrogen and air, and it provides heat along with water. Fine. So it is the most environment friendly resource that can be used to save our environment. Which city has the highest average level of fine particulate matters 2.5 among the world's most populated cities as per the Health Effect Institute's recent report? Answer would be New Delhi. Fine. Which city hosted the Conference on International Security 2022? So the host of this conference was Moscow, and our Defense Minister Rajnath Singh participated in this. Don't forget that Russian President Vladimir Putin addressed this particular conference. Birmingham, which hosts the 22nd Commonwealth Games, is a city of which country? It lies in the country UK. And don't forget that India ranks at 4th place in this Commonwealth game because we have earned total 61 medals, out of which 22 were gold, 16 were silver, and 23 were bronze. First position was occupied by Australia. Australia has total 178 medals, among which 67 were gold. Second was England. England earned total 176 medals, in which 57 were gold. And third were Canada. Canada has total 92 medals, out of which 26 were gold. Fine. So the top 4 countries in the Commonwealth Games for this year are Australia, England, Canada, and India. The International Association of Ports and Harbours is based at which city? So it lies in Tokyo. And why it was in news? Because recently it has appointed Annarasu Karunesan as its official representative in India, and he is an Indian port advisor, and he has 33 years of leadership in the port sector as well. Fine. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, me Nadu signing off.